everybody, welcome back. We are back. That is a thing.
Hello.
That we are. Uh, hope you're all having a lovely time. Again, thank you so much, TPK Roleplay, for that raid. Welcome in. You're liking the music? It's all through Pretzel. Pretzel Rocks is all royalty free. And it prevents me from getting DMCA claims. So, we're good for that. And, like, it's free if you don't mind having it tell you what's playing in your Twitch. It'll actually put credit in your chat. Or if you pay, like, $10 a month, it gets rid of that. And you get a bunch of features. Are you just... Oh, okay. How's it going, Noir? How are you doing?
I'm fine. Everything is great.
We're back to a normal level of delay. Thank you for that, Jamie. I'm glad. I'm glad we were able to figure that out. So we'll stitch together the episode and be able to post it to YouTube as a whole thing. So we were talking about horror games. We were talking about writing for RPGs. Noir, do you think it's time for your favorite segment of the show?
Yes, I think it... Sorry. There's so much rage in my throat. I think it's time for the That Guy segment of the show. To introduce this segment, let me explain. If you've played TTRPG at all, chances are you've experienced a game where there is just one player that is a black hole of fun, that is just either disrespectful or so terribly socially awkward that you cringe to the point of giving yourself a hernia. And we here at Morning Ritual collect these stories because we fully intend to, at the end of the season, take all the information and data acquired from our guests and ourselves and our previous experiences with dealing with that guy and writing a That Guy Bible, how to identify and neutralize that guy at your table.
It's a That Guy spotting guide.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because we want to help you hunt the people that make gaming terrible for everybody. So
we want to hunt down the people that hurt you.
Yeah, like we leave no safe quarter for gatekeepers or puppeteers or any nonsense like that. And we have named some of these that guys, and that's what they are. You got your puppet masters who puppeteer the game. They don't want actual players. They just want people to follow along with their script. You got your gatekeepers that are just like, well, if you've never done this, you're not a real gamer. Oh, those people need to be set on fire.
We don't condone setting people on fire, especially not with magnesium.
No. Sodium's fine.
Sodium's fine.
I mean, and it's appropriate because a lot of these that guys are salty bitches. So with that said, if you have any stories dealing with that guy, I need that guy spotter cards. That might be a good idea, actually. But if you have any experiences dealing with that guy, we would love to hear your story.
I think that there is the that guy that is the that guy for that creepy guy. I don't know if I haven't really seen any of these, but the that guy that is the creepy guy, that is probably the person that I have dealt with before.
Sadly, having done this segment for as long as we have, I have to actually tell you that you're gonna need to be a little bit more specific because there are so many different ways to be creepy that I had no idea. Last week, just to kind of give you the bar, we had a gentleman who bit someone on the neck. And then when they were like, what was that about? They were like, what? And they gaslit afterwards like it didn't happen. Yeah, we go deep. We go hard to paint here because I've discovered that
there are a lot of that guys in this world that have very different cards. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we've got the biter, we got the ear stroker.
That wasn't technically a gaming thing, though. That was just a me being creepy at my work thing.
I still count it. It's fucked up.
That guy that covers their dice roll with their hands and always stares at yours like you're probably going to cheat. It's because they're cheating. They're totally cheating. They're faking their rolls.
That's so weird. I've never had. There's also and this is like in board games, that guy that you're playing a co-op game, but it's apparently not a co-op game because there is one winner. There is that guy as well. I am the sole winner of this game, even though it's co-op, and I will not show you my cards or my rolls, even though it's actually quite helpful, because it's a co-op game. I think
those people exist in Dungeons and Dragons or TTRPGs as well.
Yeah, I call them competitors.
Yeah, that thankfully hadn't happened to me. It was in a game of Pandemic with my friend who I introduced to the board game, and she really enjoyed it, and she bought it and played it with her family, and it was then that she realized that her brother-in-law was a that guy, and a that guy of this game that we are co-op and we're trying to save the world they're like, no, it is I. You must not know what I am doing and what cards I hold. I must only know, and therefore I will make these decisions, but also you have to tell me everything that you guys are doing. And it's like, that's not how that's like one of the moments where you're like, that's not how the game works. I think my creepy that guy was like, it's the very, as terrible as it sounds, the very typical of learn your boundaries, that guy, and that's not appropriate on the table, that guy, and it's like, I'm going to create a specific scene for your specific character, and it'll be very awkward and uncomfortable, and everyone will want to try to stop the scene from happening. But apparently that guy has blinders that doesn't, and like no warning lights. The neon sign that says this is the danger zone that you have entered and this is gross was not enough.
The no self-awareness almost, or
empathy. The lack of that's probably the guy that like first came to mind. Just the lack of, full stop, just lack of. And
that guy.
Yeah.
You want to know something that? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. It was just like I won't, because it's like potentially like quite triggering for like some people. It was gross. It was like kind of like shouldn't have done that. And with like a bunch of people at the table, like visibly like uncomfortable with it, and people actively trying to stop it from happening because they were still going on with it, because it wasn't a stop GM, you're doing a bad. It was like, no, your characters have to stop this from happening. And then it took many strengths for like 5'3.5", because I'm taller in the morning, Wasa, to not punch him in like the throat for the situation that had occurred. But that was that guy that I dealt with. If I can gloss over the grossness.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not comfortable discussing the grossness, that's fine. It sounds very much like it sounds very much like a Kobold situation.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
Yeah, it was pretty much that. It was that.
Those are the hardest to watch because it's just like everybody is doing everything in their power to say, please make this stop, other than saying, please make this stop. And it's just like you got one person that's just like, this is great. It's the worst.
This is funny. I'm enjoying it. Everyone is like,
we are not enjoying this. Please stop. Please.
yeah.
Please stop.
And just and if I can for a second, make believe in chat says that guy who dice shames you for the brand of your dice. Where did you get your dice? Oh, are those Chessex? Oh, well, mine are Level Up. Ever heard of them? They are premium. I have run into that guy one time, and I've never wanted to murder someone as badly as
those
this
dice balanced?
individual.
I have game science dice. They're perfectly balanced for true randomization.
That hurts me. But the idea. It irks me. It irks me slightly. Whenever there is this thing like of premium dice, and it's like, you know, I will they're beautiful. They're beautiful. But if people start to be absolute wankers about it, I'm just like, did you really decide to?
They look nice.
Magic rocks are beautiful, and they should be loved and adored for what they are and who they have as a person. So if someone is a jerk to your dice, I'm like, I wish to curse your dice, and you know what? I could make that, and I would spend less money.
Yes, the true randomization is now the curse on your dice that makes them only roll 1s and 2s.
And the thing that I was gonna say before is, throughout the history of this show, during that guy segment, no one has ever gone, I don't have a story. That's the thing that like takes a bit of my soul every Saturday morning, where I'm just like, you know, this is that guy segment. They immediately know every time, like, oh yeah. I'm hoping just one day somebody will be like, that guy. No, that doesn't.
I've been pretty fortunate so far. I haven't really run into that guy yet. We support that is the morning ritual, Nymeria, Anna. That is the morning ritual. It is that we curse the dice of that guys. At the end of every episode, we utter.
May your dice be cursed and your ones be critical.
May your misses be critical.
Yes.
Because it's the name of the channel.
Oh.
Hammer.
Thank you so much for that post, Raku.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just looking at. I just didn't know that there were dice shamers. I've never had that situation happen here, but.
It's the same guy that looked at my dice tray that a friend sewed for me and told me I needed to invest in real gear like wormwood.
Yeah, I'm sorry you have to deal with that.
Yeah,
that's fucking. Yeah.
I won my dice tray in a contest. It is nice and it smells good because it is wood.
Nice. Yeah, I got mine as well. Oh, I have a little dice box that my friend gave me because I play a necromancer bard and he is lovely. And has
I have a couple.
Bardomancer.
Yeah.
I have a couple, but this one a friend made for me.
Yeah.
From a game that I really miss. And so I always have it here and ready for me. It's a customized Raven Queen.
I love it. I was like, who is that? That looks familiar.
Yeah, that's the Raven Queen for my Shatterkai monk.
Yeah, Nick made that. He's such a good guy.
So
I missed that game. Just too bad that what happened.
You know,
moving right along.
I mean, we are in that guy segment. So anyway,
there was a whole stream about that guy a couple weeks ago. There's a VOD on the channel.
There's like 3 streams.
There's like 3 streams about that guy. When we talk
that's how you know it's bad.
When we talk about the Puppet Master, that's who we're referring to.
Oh
But
gosh.
the thing is, I think this is a great segue from the bad guy segment, which is I truly do hope that for every encounter that any of you have with a bad guy, it inspires you to thrive in the space out of spite for these motherfuckers. Just don't let them make you leave a game and feel bad. Like, go out there and dominate.
Unless it's safe, unless you feel like for your own safety you need to leave the game. Leave the game. Just.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
oh no, I'm never suggesting
afraid,
stay in a game.
Don't be afraid to pull the pin and just walk away from the explosion of magnesium.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
TTRPG.
Yeah. Oh,
I see what happened there. Oh man. So, have you had the chance to cosplay any of your characters?
No, I have never cosplayed in my. Oh no, I lie. I've cosplayed once.
How could you lie to me,
first time
Wasa?
I'm sorry. I was gonna say I had never cosplayed in my life because the first time I wanted to be Yoruichi from Bleach, but the person that was making my costume, because he was a friend of mine, there was a situation that had happened where he was living, and a person ripped up my costume, and I could never actually fully be Yoruichi. So that was the first. So I could never I never managed to cosplay Yoruichi because of that, and it kind of just felt weird. I was always just one day I will, but that was sort of the first time I was going to cosplay, and the only other time was in Nier Automata. I was the little boy on Nier Automata.
I just gotta say, I have a special spot in my heart for Yoruichi and Chad, because they were the two dopest black anime characters for a very long time, and then Chad just disappeared.
I loved Yoruichi because I was oh my god, someone who isn't light-skinned, and that was the dang yes, gonna be them. It's sort of I was they are my life now, and that was a thing. So I have not. I don't think Basil counts because Basil's a bush bashing 16-year-old lad from Australia, and I'm I can just pull out a shirt from my wardrobe and just be yeah, but and just put on the most Aussie accent that I could possibly do and just hurt myself for the future of the week, because that's hard to get out of. But no, none of my fantasy related ones or anything. I do hope to, for a future project sort of thing, there are Western themes, and I do hope that I may purchase a Kubra of the Western variety. And maybe do that, but that's cool. Fun. No, I hope to one day.
Yeah.
I've done a couple cosplay streams. I haven't done very many. I want to get into more of them because they're a hell of a lot of fun. I mostly just did with what I had, which was take my hair and put it into a faux hawk and put sunglasses on. Which worked for the 2 times that I did it. And then the other one I actually did full face makeup because I played a robot, so I did the lines for that one was a fun one.
Oh, that's cool. I love robots also.
Oh, she was fun to play. Cosplay is amazing fun.
Yeah.
Anna.
It really is. I also intend to fully get myself some Western gear for if ever I'm in a Western project, because yeehaw, man. How can you not?
I have a cowboy hat. That's actually not hard for me to do.
You finished it in your head, didn't you?
I did. It's alright. It's so good.
Anyway, I'm just now noticing you're you're rocking the watermelon shirt, and I'm just like, that's actually kind of dope. I kind of want a watermelon shirt.
Yeah. I'm gonna get like the fruit salad collection. There is a store in Australia, and they have like bananas and I think pineapples. And I was like, I want all of those, all of them.
See, I can rock the watermelon, I can rock the pineapple, but I don't fuck with bananas. Bananas gross.
Jamie has a shirt that has coconuts on it. That one's a pretty cool one too.
I have a pineapple one but that's it. Oh, and surfing skeletons.
Oh, I'm surfing skeletons. Good morning, Floppy.
Ooh, we got a Floppy. Hey, Floppy. We've gone from that guy to fruits.
Yeah.
That's called a variety show.
Oh, I'm sorry, Draco, that you're allergic to bananas.
You're not missing out on anything. Bananas suck.
I don't like them. They're okay.
I'm taking a hardline stance on this. There's no room for wiggle room.
Bananas are disgusting.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so chat, feel free to ask any questions that you have. I've been throwing that in there every once in a while. But yeah, a curse upon any that guy. To recap, a curse upon any that guy who is at your gaming table. May their dice only roll ones or nuns.
I do have a question for everybody involved in our show right now, which is, what is the pettiest thing you have done to somebody that was annoying at your table? I've got a few answers because I'm a petty bitch.
Pettiest thing? I'm not a petty person though, is the problem. I'm very passive.
I once played a game with a very annoying ranger, so I used nothing but wind spells.
To throw the arrows off?
Like warding wind, gust, that kind of shit.
Wow.
Every time they tried to take your shot, it was just like, knock it off. Like, no, go fuck yourself.
My artificer made gifts for every other character and it's just taking a long time to get to the one for the annoying person.
Literally threatened to call the guy's mom and shave him over the phone to her. Oh my god.
Yeah, Anna will destroy you. Anna will destroy your life.
Jesus fuck, you call the guy's mom?
Don't do it. Call their moms.
Oh god, that'd be horrifying. I don't know. Like, petty things that I've done. I'm not sure. I think it's just like, you know what? Because I don't mind, like, when it's a role play situation, sometimes I get, if it's continuous, sometimes I get a little bit irked when someone is like, can you please roll the investigation because you have a high investigation? Like, I'm just like, I don't want to do that because, well, like, you know, it's like, oh, can you help me look? I can get that. But please roll the investigation because you have the best chance of getting the best number. And I'm like, why are you telling me these things? Don't tell me these things. This is not important to me because I am playing this type of character. So I actually did this like 4 hours ago, I guess. My character was like, no, I'm praying. And so I just didn't do any investigating in the entire room filled with everything because they were like, you should do it. You have the investigation and the perception. You should do it. Can you please roll? And I'm like, no, I won't. You guys can look at stuff too. It's not hard. Because you guys want to look and my character does not want to. It doesn't make sense. So I will just pray and heal all of you. I think that's probably the most, like...
It's a little petty.
See,
Played with an obnoxious dude who kept
this has me curious. That... Oh, go ahead.
Boudet, I played with an obnoxious dude who kept trying to play my rogue for me, so I played them 100% Errol Flynn and refused to steal anything and used my rogue skills to be a swashbuckler.
Nice. So I'm very curious about what other people feel about this. How do you feel about other people being in your character sheet?
I don't like it.
I think that is that guy unto themselves.
That always bugged me, but I was just like, I don't know if that should bug me, but it does.
It should, because it's your character, it's not theirs.
Mm-hmm. They can help you. Like, if you're a new player for a new character, and like, that's fine. But if someone's like, oh, by the way, you're a rogue, and if you go here, like, put your character here, you get sneak attack. Just letting you know you can do that. And I'm like,
that's the thing, though, is it's kind of like hard to figure that balance, because if it's someone that has never played this class before and you have, it's always good to ask, hey, do you need a view into this? I can help provide you with a little bit of insight into how to effectively do this. Ask first.
Yeah.
Don't just assume that the person that's at your table doesn't know what they're doing and then just take over their shit.
Okay. No, that makes a lot of sense. It, like Anna says, it's like personal space. Especially, I have had instances where I'm just like, please don't go on my character sheet. And I think the reason the people that wanted to go on my character sheet did is they thought that I was cheating. Like, why would you cheat at a TTRPG game? It's all about the story, and stories get better if you fail.
Agreed.
So I was just like, just don't go on my character sheet. They're like, why? And I'm like, because I don't want you in there. And then they did it, like, and they said they weren't gonna do it, but then they were quoting stuff about my character sheet back to me, and I was just like, I thought I told you not to do that. It's just not good. Yeah. So it's just that was not great.
No, I don't like that. What happens if you have like a reveal sort of thing? Like, for example, in like the game that I just played before I went onto this chat, my character is a shapeshifter. And so we've had it that they're sort of like human looking sort of thing, because the reveal at the end will be, oh yeah, they are this sort of thing. And it's like, if someone looks at the character sheet, it's sort of like you can spoil things, or like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, and that's honestly why I don't put backstory stuff
I don't either
in my character sheet anymore, because like, I mean, I dig D&D Beyond. It's a useful tool, but with the ability to just go in other people's character sheets, it's just like, I feel like it takes away a bit of my agency, and especially if it's a character that I am particularly fond of and bonded to, and that's what this was in this scenario. It's just like, this is a character that I care about, and it's just like, you know.
Yeah. What was it?
We do have some questions in chat again, but go ahead, Anita.
Yeah, Chaotic Story asked a little earlier too, what recent efforts have you been involved with that you would like to explore or delve deeper into, in terms of projects, I guess?
That's a good question. As I like said like super early in this chat, I'm quite new to the writing stuff, so it was really interesting to do things that had like cultural significance to myself. That was great, and I really liked doing something that wasn't, as I said again recently, like nondescript, like Europe sort of thing. So I like the alternative settings. I like something that's different enough that it just has like it's not ripping off absolutely everything, or like nondescript Southeast Asia, or like nondescript this and that sort of thing. I like the projects that exist not just because it's not there, but projects that are like the passion project of representing things that should be represented, and that have these interesting stories that no one has unfortunately heard of yet. In terms of like writing specific things, I really do want to get into writing adventures and worlds. I have a couple in mind of my own, and I hope to actually get to them, but it's one of those things where time is gross and a full-time job is disgusting. And sometimes I'm like, I know how to write these words and put them together in like, you know, my word blender, but then sometimes, you know, you put like a banana in the blender and someone's like, I don't like that. And
Bananas.
I don't like bananas. And you're like, oh, dang.
No, it's
So yeah, it's the wonderful world of writing and the chaos that is involved with sometimes you can write a paragraph and sometimes 3 words together suck.
like, this is bad. You are bad.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh,
No,
no.
no, no,
Oh,
no.
no. Have you ever played evil characters? If so, what was your experience like? I've never actually played an evil character.
I have.
Like besides like a big bad as a DM?
I mean, yeah, I've
Yeah.
played Big Bad
as a player.
but I've never...
As a player, I haven't.
Me neither.
Do you have, as a DM, do you have any particular BBEG that you're fond of?
Oh,
Like, do you have a villain that you are just
I made
really
an
proud
entire
of?
cabal of villains that I was quite proud of. In one of my homebrew worlds, the Draconic Synod was a cabal of wizards and sorcerers that basically ran the entire world behind the scenes, and were led by an ancient black dragon, who was the long game, the level 20 game, was that there was the ancient black dragon who was actually working for some horrific elder god from beyond the far realm that would try to make their way into the world. I was quite proud of that. I was quite proud of the fact that I was able to build this world in such a way that, like, oh hey, there's all these things, like you can find these hints. Like, they killed one of the lesser members and they found like a small amber dragon wing carved out of amber. But yeah, that one was a fun one.
How about you, Elsa? You got any standout villains?
It really depends. So like a lot of the villains that are like coming into play in the games that I've been running are sort of villains to the characters because they are like not, you know, your typical big bad evil guy, I want to rule the world sort of thing because I'm just bad sort of thing. It's the driven motive sort of stuff and built upon like, you know, what characters do. There is one, I wouldn't say they're a favorite yet, but it is a concept that is growing on me in like Heroes of Baldur's Gate. There is a particular, and I can't remember his name because I just have him as Scary Clown Man in my brain. And Scary Clown Man is like absolutely horrifying because one, I am terrified of clowns, and two, I'm just like, oh, there's just like there's a sort of sinister part of him that is sort of like because the whole adventure that I'm running for that is based on, you know, like subterfuge and like information is power and those sorts of things, and it's a matter of tipping the balance and stuff like that. And he's particularly evil because he is very focused on the players and how they tick and the things that he wants to understand them to the point at which, because they're toys to him. And eventually, you know, like, you know, playing with the toys, and then eventually it's okay, this is time for like me to get rid of the toys, like to make the toys break sort of thing. That's probably like a favorite. And then in Curse of Strahd, the Dark Powers, so the manifestations of like corruption and all those sorts of things. I really like the idea of it not necessarily being a physical being, like, but just these entities that are born from, you know, like from like certain corruptions and things like that. Mm-hmm. You know, like the sorrow and all those sorts of things, and they get stronger in the world when, like, because my entire premise of my Curse of Strahd game is there is no hope, and they're introducing hope, and they just need to, the more hope there is in Barovia, the less these powers have. and they need to tip the balance again to like rid themselves or like limit the powers of these dark powers that are manifesting in like everyday life within Barovia.
Oh,
So I like
actually
those sorts of things.
that's weirdly wholesome
really
for Curse of
cool.
Strahd and like very cool.
I
Wacky.
enjoy.
Yeah, that's actually a very compelling concept. The idea that hope is what tips the balance, because it feels like it's something that we need more in this world too. Anna asked what the wackiest and most jumping off that was not a very good segue. Anna also asked what the wackiest and most ridiculous way your character has died in an RPG. I haven't had a character death yet.
Oh, I haven't had a character death, but I know of one. Well, it's not the wackiest, but it was the most foolish.
I have a wacky one.
We were level 2 in Rise of the Rune Lords for Pathfinder, and there was a rogue. And the rogue and the necromantic bard weren't necessarily, they weren't getting along. And it was one of those, like, I'm better than you sort of rivalries in a way. And the rogue was like, you should drink that water. And it was sort of like a desecrated, like, fountain. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna, you don't, that looks gross. And it was like, fine, because I'm the brave one. I'm gonna drink it. So they drank it, and their wisdom and intelligence and dexterity dropped, like their actual like attribute points. And then just before that, we opened the doors into this temple, and there was a creature that we had to defeat that was coming out of a well. And they were coming out, and we were like, we need to get rid of it because they're coming out of the well. And the person here plays them very well, like plays like the played like the low int and the low wisdom very well, and was like, oh, the water. It's like, I'm going to fix this, and then drank that water, and it was like fire damage water because it was like lava.
Yeah.
And they just drank lava, and then they went unconscious, but they went unconscious in the well, so they then died from the lava damage. That was probably the most foolish death that I have seen. And we were level 2, and we were just like, what do we do now? Because it was our first game too as a group, and we were just like, I don't know what to do. Help
what do we
me.
do in this circumstance?
Yeah. Like the mommy I'm scared sort of situation kind of like happened. But that was probably the wackiest and like because we haven't had character deaths in any of our games yet.
My wackiest character death was I was playing a fallen ASMR cleric of death who was just like your stereotypical just divorcee. Like he had like 8 ex-wives and his life was going nowhere and he was just adventuring for coin. He really bad attitude, and he went to a bar and got into a fight with one of the guards there who was like one of the leader of the guards, and he got stomped in the dick to death. The DM made very clear to note that one of the killing blow came from a monk rogue who flurry of blows him, and it was a sneak attack, and it was a kick directly to his crotch that I think it came out to be something along the lines of 40 something points of damage, and I was level 3. So I played a cleric that got kicked in the dick to death.
That actually sounds pretty on brand for you, though.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! How did you fight something that does like 46 damage?
He was a monk rogue.
You didn't.
Oh my god, that
Uh,
wins.
Chaotic story. I dealt with adoptees, culturally removed from their ancestry/biological roots. Many seek out ways to reassert themselves into understanding their nature as opposed to how they were raised, the nurture. That's a previous comment based on how you've been exploring TTRPGs as a way to find a way to connect
Yeah.
to your culture.
Hmm.
That you've been exploring
That's
lately.
really interesting.
Yeah, that is an interesting idea.
Yeah.
I'm still
I mean,
one of the people that have no experience in this, so I've got no really.
I do have to ask, and it's unfortunate that I have to ask, but have you faced any backlash for your part in creating Sudona?
No, I've not actually.
I gotta say that's surprising, but I'm glad to hear it.
I think because I think it plays in my favor that I'm like fairly like new to the TTRPG, that I imagine that anything critical about Sina Una is directed is directed at like probably the directors or the researchers or the people involved with like the history side of things, because it is a very touchy, I think, topic in a sense. I'm only saying that now because it just reminds me of a couple of posts because of the Disney film Raya. I haven't actually looked at the trailers or anything, because that caused a bit of a stir in like the with among a couple of people that I know regarding their opinions of it and the representation in it and what the problems are involved with it, why it's sure like, hey, we are representing Southeast Asia, but at the same time it's like, but it's an amalgamation of everything. And not entirely. Like, if there was more research based and if it was like focused on like a particular culture and things like that, it's not a like the Raya should essentially not be a film to get the attention of all Southeast Asia just because it's like, oh, I'm going to get this and that, this and that, and this and that from all of these, from all of Southeast Asia, and just make one movie, because everyone is sort of like, oh, that's not necessarily me, oh, that's taken from that, or like, again, like going back to the cultural roots and stuff like that. You're representing with like a sliver of representation, and you should really get applauded for that, because it's due diligence and it doesn't actually, it's a lot of effort, but they have the ability to make that happen, that they can focus and make it like better research and stuff like that. And in general, I get a bit peeved because my background is research, that if things are poorly researched, whether it be like tabletop things, technology things, like in like the outside world, outside of TTRPG and things like that. But I think, yeah, because I'm fairly new, I haven't gotten any criticisms regarding it.
Yeah, homogeneity is a terrible way to make a movie. Sorry, my spouse is working on his anthropology degree currently, so he's going into parts where it's like, I need to research this culture from like an outsider's perspective in order to, and I need to check my own biases when it comes to these things. Absolutely. But yeah, it's hard when it's something that's supposed to be framed as representation ends up being not necessarily pandering, I don't want to say, but just generic, I guess. It winds up getting that Disney treatment where it's just the broadest strokes possible.
Nondescript Southeast Asia. And I'm like, beautiful.
I saw the trailer and I thought it looked like kind of a cute movie. Again, it did look kind of like a generic, like, this could be Avatar, or this could be something else that's painted by a Western lens about a culture that's not necessarily theirs.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. And that's kind of one of the things about just being on the outside of this, looking in, where it's just like I've been trying to do a bit more research into like my own culture, just trying to figure that sticky wicket out, and 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 so like a lot of stuff that's just generic African culture is the entry level into finding the more specific stuff out about what might actually be the culture. So it's very different to see two different sides of that kind of researching. I mean, just two different journeys, and I just love comparing and contrasting that kind of stuff. That's dope.
Yeah. Again, I don't have really any horse in this race because
And it goes, yeah, it feels very much like they did the bare minimum to say, look, we did a diversity.
we did a diversity.
Oh, God.
Yeah, to quote, Pan-Asian is no longer sufficient, according to Boudet.
I mean,
Yeah.
And what's funny is like the Disney treatment for like, let's take a look at Wakanda. I mean, that got me hyped to death, and I'm embarrassed almost a little bit.
Well,
that
that's
I'm just
the thing,
like,
though, is...
yeah, we got something, but it's like I got something.
Yeah,
It's
that's the
just
thing.
so
I was like,
fucked up.
yeah,
Well, like that's the thing, though, right? Like, for example, like I'm not Chinese, but I was like, Mulan is my favorite movie because Mulan is Asian, sort of thing, and I was like, I
Right.
love this movie, sort of thing. But it's sort of like,
You grow out of it
because
like,
you have to
Yeah.
grab those little bits and pieces of representation that you can.
Yeah.
It's like Chad and Yoruichi from Bleach, sort of thing. It's like all those sorts of things, and you're just like, look at us. Like, I mean, I love them still. I still love them.
It's like, yeah,
But
See, I would love the shit out of Chad if I could find him. He just vanished. He had this swole ass arm that was dope as shit, and then they just kind of wrote about the story.
it's like,
They didn't even let him wave with that swole ass arm. He just vanished.
quotes from Daniel Kwan.
And then I watched the live action. Oh, this is gonna be a. I'm sorry, y'all. I feel like this is about to be a rant.
I watched the
Right.
I watched the live action also.
I watched the live action rant. I watched the live action Bleach, and I'm just like, all right, I gotta see what they do with Chad. And it's this dude in like full Donald Trump spray tan, and I'm like, fuck, god damn it! I was just like, y'all couldn't find one brother, not one. Like, you gotta deal with this spray tan shit. You know, like, he don't even get his powers. He's not cool at all. I was so hurt because like I didn't IMDb the movie going in. I was just like, I'm gonna just roll with it, and like and the thing is, the movie is faithful to the manga all the way through, and I'm just like, oh my god, they got it right. Clearly, they're gonna get all of it right. And then I see this dude. Like, and he's just like, hey, Ichigo, how's it going? I'm like, oh, he seems to be buddy with Ichigo. I'm like, this can't be who I think it is. Is it? And then Ichigo's like, hey, Chado. And I'm like, no! He's not even a little bit black. Not even a touch. This motherfucker doesn't know how to do the electric slide. Like, this is bullshit. I'm so glad they didn't make it to Yoruichi, because if they did, and it was just some spray tan lady, I was gonna flip shit. Like this, like, and the thing is, with all these anime, like live action animes, like they have gotten them so wrong. So like, usually you can tell going in immediately when it's gonna be fucked. Like, it takes 2 seconds to watch the Netflix Death Note movie to realize, oh, nothing about this is gonna be good. This movie catfished me. Until I got halfway in to pull this spray tan Chad. And it was orange, not even black. Like, look, I know I shouldn't say this, I might get in trouble. But I wouldn't have minded blackface. Just a little bit. If they went more brown than orange, I might have been okay with it. But they went orange. God damn it.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Is it safe?
Fucking mad about
Is it over? Noir,
Look,
no!
I just want. I want.
Joy!
Put the phone down. Put it down. No, God damn it, Joy. You walked over to type that in my face. I'm sorry, y'all. Hello. You don't understand. I was so excited for Chad. I was so excited. He's so dope. And they made him orange. What? You know what? 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. You don't put that motherfucking phone. Give me this shit.
Did you just take Joy's phone? Did you just take Joy's phone away from her?
No.
Noir's voting Kanye, says Robotic Gentleman, and also I'm clipping this. It sounds like you were desperate for anything, Noir. Misrepresentation is a factor that we all need to contend with, some more than others, says Chaotic Story. Thank you for typing that in Joy's phone, Noir. You know that you're actually a moderator on this channel, so if you were in chat, you could just delete the comments that Joy made. He's not even listening. He's not even listening to me.
No, I'm listening.
Shut up and eat it. This is Joy. Like I said, you could just delete those comments. Like they never happened.
Okay, anyway, this show's taking a turn. Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where you wind up scraping for the representation that you have. There, Jamie did it.
He deleted the wrong ones.
Perfect. This is exactly on brand. This is what we needed. And like I've never run into that problem because I can look at any sort of media and I can see a generic white girl.
I mean, that's gotta feel dope, though.
I mean, yeah, but like if you're having vanilla ice cream every day, sometimes you want some variety.
True. I guess that is true. Because I mean, every time I see a black person every time I see a black person on any show, I immediately want them to win. But you know, like, here's a fun game, and I challenge you all to play this because this is a thing. If you see a random black person appear in a TV show or movie, I want you to ask yourself if they make it to the end of the episode. It is horrifying once you start playing this game. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're watching a show and a black person shows up, they will not make it towards the end of the episode. I guarantee it. It's wild. It's not like little death. It's like if a show needs to show that a monster is vicious, a black person will show up like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And then like a couple scenes later get eviscerated. It's fucked up.
Do you mean like only in like horror films?
No. I mean like in your cop procedurals. I mean, in your fantasy shows, just like in any genre, sci-fi, doesn't matter. Especially if it's a black actor that you don't know. I guarantee, like, seriously, I want this to stick with y'all. Like, I don't want this to be like something that you try one time and then it's over. I want you to seriously, when you see a black actor, just kind of step out of the fog of just enjoying entertainment and just ask yourself, are they going to make it towards the end of the episode? And once you start doing this, it's really going to fuck your shit up. I promise you. Like,
horror monsters are racist.
Huh?
Who should just say horror monsters are racist?
Like, I remember watching, I was watching Evil. I just started watching Evil, which is a really dope show. And like, okay, episode 1, 2, 3, whatever, a white person gets possessed by a demon. They decide whether it's a demon or if it's a mental issue. Okay. The first episode where it was a black person being possessed, I asked myself, like, I was just like, why is this one black? And you know the answer, because they're not gonna make it towards the credits. Like, it's fucked up, but it's true.
Most of them only show up for the very special episode to be used as the example. Says Cleric. Let's see, what was it? Joy.
And another thing that I've noticed,
when you're watching Family Feud and the black family wins.
Shut up, Joy. You lived to just.
Or when a black woman is even in a horror movie.
Servant boy. You were never gonna be a servant boy. Sorry. Oh. I'm so sorry, y'all.
Yep. Some movies put definite hidden values on characters without always knowing it. Yeah, that's the problem when you have a white writer, a white director, white production team, and you frame everything through a white Western lens, is you wind up being short-sighted about these things.
There's another thing that I noticed that really fucked me up too, because like I noticed the black thing where like black people would die, and like, but I read an article and like, seriously, watch this. If you're watching a show that doesn't usually have an Asian person on there,
they won't
watch and see if they have any. Watch and see if they have any lines. It's fucked up, because I was just like, what do you mean they don't have any lines? And then I started watching more and more shows.
Oh, and don't forget the colored hair strip.
Colored hair streak.
Oh yeah, they just stand there and don't say anything. Or they'll like spout one word and it'll be like the most it'll be like the most white guy trying to write a fortune cookie type shit I've ever seen in my life. And it's just like, oh my god, this shit is bad. This is not good. Yeah, that strand of dyed hair thing.
Yeah, it's why I didn't watch. What was the movie? It was
Scott Pilgrim.
Pacific Rim.
Oh, I didn't. I actually enjoyed Pacific Rim. I'll admit, I like giant robot things.
Giant robots that are forged by that are powered by love and nuclear reactors.
I mean, what's not to, you know? What was that movie? It had like I think the girl was also in The Boys. It was a superhero movie. Was it Suicide Squad?
Oh yeah.
And everyone was basically a trope.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that film because they I was informed that Katana didn't have any lines in a way. Or like didn't speak when it was like, I understand English yet, but I do not speak the English, and it's like
yeah, Katana's in Suicide Squad. Or the names for Asian characters being poorly researched or stereotypically racist, like Cho Chang in Harry Potter.
Still can't believe Cho Chang was a goddamn thing. Like, I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's...
She got turned into a love interest for a little bit. Just to make make Harry feel guilty because, God, J.K. Rowling. Why didn't I know that she was a terrible human being and a terrible writer? Why was I sold into this so much?
Because I wanted to be a Gryffindor so bad.
Well,
I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to be a Gryffindor so bad.
I mean,
Oh
yeah,
my God.
I think she showed her true colors long before that, though. It's kind of written all over her body of work.
Yeah, they just fucking omitted the black guy from the rest of the Harry Potter movies.
Dean Thomas just disappeared.
Oh, God.
Really touchy subject, finding that guy soiled by racism in their understanding of people, cultures, and attempting to educate them somehow. That's the thing, though, is a lot of times it's not POC's jobs to educate people that are ignorant. There are books you can read. Google is free.
There are sensitivity consultants that you can hire.
You can hire. You can pay money for, but don't expect people on the internet to do this for free.
Yeah, you don't really want to, rock up to someone's DMs and be like, hey, can you just have a quick chat about racism with me? It's like, I'm blessed by the fact that I have never had that situation happen to myself. Mind you, I have explained certain situations to people, but yeah, it's, yeah.
There were a while there where that's all my DMs where it was just like, hey, I don't understand what's going on, or like, hey, how you doing? Like, not fucking great. Black in America. Stressed out, man.
It's raw.
Suicide Squad was one of the first movies that made me want to want the movie to end because while I was watching it. Yeah. I haven't watched that movie.
Yes, I haven't seen it.
Avoided it, but
the
Harley Quinn movie was really good.
The recent one?
Yeah, the recent one.
Yeah.
Birds of Prey.
Mm-hmm. The Emancipation of Harley Quinn.
Yeah, the Fabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. That one is real good.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. It's on my list.
I didn't like it.
I enjoyed it.
Like, it's a great Harley Quinn movie. It's a really not awesome Birds of Prey movie. That's my review.
That's your hot take. I just thought it was a good movie, personally. Just generally. Because it was also the fact that it was directed and the costumes were all designed by women, so they were all very practical.
Yes.
And not sexualized.
I saw that.
The man hates the Harley Quinn movie. Wow. Thank you, Joy.
I knew this was gonna happen.
Thank you for that.
Why are you like this?
Yeah, the Black AF Roundtables.
I'm never gonna give you a
good
one shot where
resource
you're
if
serving.
you wanna... And yeah, the VODs are up on Critical Bard's channel.
On the what? Yeah.
The Black AF Roundtables are a resource that you can use as well. Like I said, Google's free. And though, I say that, but Google can be a slippery slope sometimes. Sometimes you can find the wrong information, but yeah. She's right over there still. Yeah, Hosha, she hasn't left. Joy's still just off the camera, always judging in every single one of Nora's streams.
He's just over there giving me the bird this entire time.
Google Scholar is a thing. Google Scholar is a thing. There we go. Thank you, Jamie. From the researcher and researchers, I guess. Oh my god, is Joy just flipping you off right now? Point the camera. Point the camera.
I'm not getting paid for this appearance.
Make one reasonable request of the bad guy. Is she gonna be here for Saviors too? Because that's a good question.
No.
She'll have left by then.
I don't know.
The hot girl army is here for Joy.
Anyway, before we get into that nonsense, I'm so sorry. Usually, I'm much more professional than this.
Is that professional?
Right, you can
streamer
just
Joy
blame it on
Enigma?
like.
Is that the professionals? I'm not dealing with y'all. So remind me, what is Floss's background in TTRPG?
Awesome.
Writing.
Do the pitch.
I write the things. I put words together and hopefully it sounds pretty and people can work it together in their own beautiful stories. That's pretty much what I've been doing and what I hope to do more of. There's that. And I'm on Make Believe as Basil on Waverly, so that's sort of my background. Writing TTRPG content, hopefully writing more, and playing 16-year-old Australians, because I know how to do that.
Write what you know and act
So
what
here's
you
a
know.
So here's a question: If you could play with anybody in the world, like if you could create a cast of your liking from anybody in the world, who would you play with?
Oh, that is so difficult.
I know.
Yeah, that is. Because I kind of just want to siphon like the world building and all of that stuff from so many people. Who's
Not noir. God, chaotic. That was rough.
Like I as much as it's super, I think it's a lot of people I feel would probably say like, you know, they'd want to put like people from like the cast of Critical Role on their tables.
Mm-hmm.
That's the easy answer.
That's the easy answer, and I think like, you know, like I'd like love to sort of like see and understand and listen and like, you know, see how like those guys do it. But I also going into is it Motherlands?
Oh yeah, into Motherlands.
Oh, yeah.
I am like it's on my list of immersions. It is them on my list of immersions, because I just like people that are not just, you know, the typicals.
Yeah.
Not just like, you know,
Yeah.
they have their skills and their experience and stuff like that, and I respect that.
Yeah,
but...
I mean, most people when you ask them this question are gonna hit you with your Matt Mercers, Brennan Lee Mulligans, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I respect that, especially because Into the Motherlands is looking good.
Mm-hmm. I have had like the honor and the pleasure and the privilege of role playing with Michael Kritz, and he is fantastic. He is such a good role player. Like, it was just for a one shot, but like I would love to play games with him again. D or It's the Riddler is asking, has there ever been anything that you've written that you just knew was amazing? Like you finished it and read it back and you were like, wow, that's a good one.
I did do a 2-shot for Casa Strahd that there were aspects of it that were prosy because it was them going into level 3 and they were a paladin, and I basically wrote how they did their oath. So they did the oath to Mother Night and they were taking like the oath of the crown. Mm-hmm. So that was a very beautiful thing that I really enjoyed writing, just because I managed to find music that could pair with what was going on and like wrote the narrative of how she was integrated into the storyline of like why Strahd and Mother Night were essentially at war with each other and all that sort of stuff. So I thought that was very well done from like a narratively well written, like, oh, this is pretty sort of point of view. And there is one thing in Sino Una that I wrote that is, in my opinion, absolutely cursed because I intentionally break rhythm, and it hurts me, and it was beautiful, and I read it sometimes and I get upset because it's like got like there's like a beat to the writing, and then it starts like unwinding, and then it just ends ugly, and it's intentionally written that way because it is part of the narrative of the monster that I wrote. It's cursed. I hate it, but I love it at the same time. I did this to myself, and I did this on purpose.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's that.
If someone were to get the Sina Una campaign guide, which one is that specifically?
Oh, there is. It's just the adventure book on Hit Point Press. So there is like, there's only that, right? What was that the question?
Oh, the question was which in the Sina Una book, where is that cursed and blessed thing found?
Oh, it's a monster. It's a monster. I can tell you what the monster is unless you want to read through and like find out. I can do the spoiler for it.
Okay, we'll do.
How about we have you put it in the Discord?
In the Discord? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are you on Discord?
That way, you know, nobody gets spoiled.
Yeah, I'll put it on
just
the
after
Discord.
the show.
But yeah, that was enjoyable, and my friends, when they read it, they were like, "How dare you? What is this?"
How dare you be?
They're like, how dare you do this?
I mean, doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel good to torture your players sometimes?
Sometimes.
I mean, come on, it's good. It's good, especially when you're playing like a monthly game and you take something away from them and it's just like, I want it, and you don't give it to them. Looking at you, Rowan.
Yeah, we're gonna bully you next episode of Second City Saviors. We're gonna bully you until you bring magic back because you stole magic from us.
Right back.
Oh no. Also, side note, the invite does not work for me apparently.
Oh, on the what? Oh, did I get? That might be why it's
invalid.
What? Okay, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me just put a new one in. That might be why people haven't been joining my Discord lately. Yeah, that might be why my Discord hasn't been inviting people lately. But let me just go. Great invite.
Because it's an exclusive club. Only the best get in.
Expire after never. Maximum uses no limit. Generate a new link and copy. And 1 second. Hold up. Just a mo. Please stand by. Oh, wait. Shit. Wrong one. Haha. I'm good at this. I know what I'm doing. Twitch. And
I got some Wade music for us. It's all good.
all right, cool. It's more like that people are asking how you're doing, and you say that you're fine, but you're really not fine. You just
they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine. You just can't get into it.
There you go.
You know, I got you.
Thank you for that. Bless you on this day. All right.
Alrighty, I will throw that in once we
All right, there you go. You've got to roll.
Thank you.
I do have to ask, do you have a favorite monster other than the one that you've made?
From like what I've written, it's not just because I wrote it, but the history behind sort of like the some Filipino monsters. So we have the Manananggal, which is sort of like the it's kind of like vampiric, but it's their torso. It's only their torso and above, and like there's like the entrails essentially like dragging in it. it's not pleasant, and it has like the wings, and it's like it eats things that are the bad vibes, the insides of peoples. I really like it
that's
because
gonna be a
of
no
the.
for me, dog.
I really like the monster because I will probably get corrected by like the Cedar Order team if they ever saw this, but there is a history. So with like the pre-colonial Philippines, we had babaylans, which were sort of like shamans, and they were the leaders of the people of the Philippines prior to Spain coming over and the whole colonization, all that sort of stuff. There is history that says that like the Manananggal and these sort of more the monstrous evil versions of the babaylans and those things were derived from they wanted to vilify the women that were these leaders because they wanted to seize control. And it was, I can't remember if it's something I read or something that was told to me, but the story behind it was like at night women were leading these attacks on like leaders and things like that in like the Spanish leaders and things like that during the whole like when they were getting colonized and things like that, and like killing these leaders and stuff. And so they basically demonized them and said, hey, like be careful of like women at night because they're really dangerous, they'll turn into these monsters, they're evil and stuff like that. And the history behind creating a monster out of something that wasn't twisting that narrative into something that like absolutely horrifying, that to this day everyone in Philippines knows like what an aswang is, like what manananggal is, and all those sorts of things. It is like super sad like that it was stuff that happened, but the idea that a bunch of like Spanish wankers that tried to colonize the Philippines were so horrified that they had to create this monster to try to gain a sense of control is like interesting. And that's why I like that monster. So it's like, interesting little backstory to those sorts of things.
I think that makes it scarier because it makes it easier to relate to, because it's tethered to some real shit. Like, I feel like those are my favorite kind of monsters. It's just where it's not just something that's evil for the sake of being evil, but it was created for a purpose. Like it's there for a reason. It didn't just happen. So I like that.
That the real monster is colonialism.
It's why I like them. It is.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
It really is. It really is. Right there next to capitalism. Yeah.
Eat the rich. So there is a question that has been lingering that I have to ask you. You have a very obvious love for werewolves. I have to know
why.
I have to know why.
I love dogs so much, and I'm gonna love them. That's really the core thing. In all honesty, I love dogs.
I am
and
also
werewolves
very much a werewolf
so
fan.
Cute.
Yeah.
There is nothing else besides the pure love of dogs, and the idea that like someone like the whole shape-shifting thing is great, super interesting, but dogs is really why I love werewolves.
My favorite thing in
like I can't even twist a narrative.
Yeah, my favorite thing about What We Do in the Shadows is how wholesome the werewolves are. Like they won't even tolerate bad language. We're werewolves, not swearwolves.
Oh, no. Oh, that's so cute.
Oh my God.
That's...
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining Wasa over here just seeing the transformation part like, hurry up, I want to pet the dog.
I want the puppy. I wasn't allowed it yet when I was Yeah, I wasn't allowed a pet when I was a child. So I didn't really get well. I wasn't allowed a pet, so I tried to get my own pet, and that was not allowed because that was horrifying because it's Australia and you shouldn't be picking up creatures from the ground. That's what I did because Mum was like, "You can't buy it. We can't have a pet." And I was like, "Why not?" It's like, "Oh well, we can't buy a pet because we have to look after it, and it's all this and that sort of thing." And I was like, oh, "Okay, so it's just because we can't buy a pet, so I will just get my own pet." So I went into the garden and I grabbed a lizard and I was like, "Can I have this as a pet?" And my mum was horrified because it was like that big. I was like, "Can I have him?" Yeah, it was an iguana.
Ugh.
And like it's like not having the
y'all just got lizards like that in your backyard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, one time I was cleaning up my baby cousin's toys and I accidentally picked up a snake. And I didn't realize it was not a toy snake, it was a real snake. And I was like, effing heck, bloody, and many curses because snake.
It's an 18+ stream, you can swear.
It's okay.
Well, they just said they're a werewolf fan, and werewolves are
We're not swearwolves. I'm not a swearwolf.
Lycanthropes that turned into puppies.
Lycanthropes that turn into puppies. Puppinthropes. Oh no.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Lycanpups.
So
if you had a choice... Oh, go ahead.
Something kind of haunting about them, something that takes a piece of you with it, regardless of whether it kills the party member or not. Kissing werewolves. Sorry, not sorry.
If you had a choice of being a werewolf or a vampire,
werewolf.
Which one would you take?
Werewolf, hands down.
But you can't pet yourself.
Yeah, but then because I like the sun.
You just find a nice sun spot and have like a little cozy nap as a werewolf.
Yeah, I could have a nap as a werewolf. I can't have a nap in the sun as a vampire. Well, it'd be like the eternal nap forever.
You'd just be a pile of dust.
It'll be your last nap.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I like that it's like, Wasa weaves narrative about the Manananggal, why that's my favorite, like one of my favorite monsters. It's like, but why werewolves? Because doggies. And it's like, yep, that's it. Because doggies.
You are a person of many layers. As we have clearly demonstrated from going to metallurgy to writing. Deep-seated backstory lore about this creature. Doggos.
Puppies. Doggos.
There's some disparity, and I love it. I'm here for this.
You never know what you're gonna get, and that's what I love.
Yeah, exactly that.
So.
Werepire? No.
Werepires? I'm a vampire, but if I'm a vampire, I can't eat garlic. Jamie will have no problem with that. He hates garlic.
How do you hate garlic? Does that mean you don't like garlic bread?
Nope, he hates garlic bread.
What the fuck?
He's a vampire.
Hates garlic bread?
Vampires and Jamie.
Really a vampire.
That's the number one reason I can't be a vampire, because I love garlic bread too much. I kill myself.
Is that why you play a vampire?
Yeah, because they can eat garlic bread. It just hurts their tummy.
Little. Vampires can have little garlic bread as a treat. What's going on? Is everyone just fighting each other in chat right now?
Yes, our chat is chaotic as hell. I try not to understand what they're doing. Oh my god.
Had a loving wife and 6 children, and you ate. Oh, and there must have been a home game that Dee and Anna were in, and
D ate
dude.
Anna's family.
D ate a dude.
I mean, that happens when you're a werewolf. Garlic smells and tastes like ass. Well, you show me an ass that tastes like garlic, and I'm gonna find myself a new partner.
No. Well, that's all we have for our show today. Thanks everybody for joining us and hanging out. And
Oh my gosh.
that's where we're gonna.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
How can I not date the booty tastes like garlic bread?
Oh my goodness.
So if you're a
It's off the
TTRPG
rails.
community, if you're a TTRPG company, please hire me.
There's the pitch. There's the pitch.
There's the pitch.
But it was kind of like when one of those celebrities go up to the mound and try to throw the first pitch of the game, and it just goes like. It was Dracu's character. Dracu's character ate the family. Okay. There we go. Now we know. Well, I think
knowing is half the battle.
I think on that point, there has to be a better place to end than that, but I don't think there's gonna be. Thanks everybody
Do
for
it, Anita.
stopping by.
End on me eating garlic bread booty. Do it.
You know what?
Do it. I dare you.
You know what? I will. I will. I think that this is a perfect time to end this episode.
Hashtag garlic bread booty.
Just one person of their family that was old and helpless. Oh wow. There's a whole story here. And they're just fighting each other and chat over it.
Oh,
And I immediately got
wow.
defibrillated.
Sorry, this is the episode you're on, Watson. I'm so sorry.
It could have been worse. It could have been the one that Bright was on. Thank you for that, Klabusha.
Beautiful.
Noir just 50 cented that pitch. Alright, I think that's a good place to end this episode because, I mean, why not? Thank you so much, Wasa, for stopping by. It was a joy to talk with you.
Thank you.
And it was a
This
joy
was
to see Joy in the
very
background.
fun.
Well, I'm glad you had fun. Why don't you tell us who you are, where we can find you, and what sort of things that you do, and we'll give you all the plugs, all the roses.
Yes, thanks guys. This was super fun. I didn't even realize how much time had passed. I'm definitely going to bed very soon after this, but I am Wasa from the land of Australia, and you can find me on Make Believe when we hit on season 2 of Waverly. I play Basil, another 16-year-old Australian kid that's just super chill and has like the reverse level of nature that I have. I am new to the world of tabletop writing, so I was one of the writers for Sino Uno, which you can find on Deck of Many. I am also a writer and contributor to Omens Rising, so that is a new game and we are always running playtests. They are super fun and it is super interesting. If anyone is ever interested, let me know and I will chat with you and maybe we can run a game, just a little mini character creation session. That's it for now. Hopefully I'll write a couple more things with a couple of new different systems and such and stuff, but all of that is sort of the adventure to unfold when I get to it. So thanks guys for asking all the questions and coming here, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm glad that you had fun. Noir, who are you?
Thank
Where
you.
can we find you? What are you gonna do? Other than eating garlic bread,
Hey,
what do you do?
Put hashtag garlic bread booty in the chat. Do it. That's gonna be our raid call, just so you know.
Nope.
So, make it happen. Hi, I'm Noir. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch as the Noir Enigma. Tomorrow, I've got a busy day ahead. I'd love for you to join me throughout. The day will start with me and my very special guest, Nuance Vivian, aka Shadow Raven of Fast Times at D&D High. In our very special episode of Dungeons and Deep Dish. Very, very excited about that. Sorry if you could hear the lawnmower going on in the background. Next, after that, you can find me at Roll20Con on the official Roll20 Twitch channel, where I'll be playing Burn Bright with some very, very special guests. Is that how I'm supposed to say it? I don't know. It'll be me, James Introcaso. I always fuck up his name, but he's a solid dude. He is the inventor of Burn Bright, a TTRPG made specifically for with Roll20 in mind. So I cannot wait. Then we'll be moving over here for Second City Saviors, the game that I run with some fantastic people. We'll get to see what the villainous Crimson has in mind for our heroes. And then after that, you can find me back on my Twitch channel, where me and Bright Dystopia are gonna settle our differences in the ultimate game of Uno. If I win, he has to give a pillow a lap dance for the
If he loses.
Oh no!
We discovered this.
If he loses, he has to give a pillow a lap dance to the entirety of Weird Al's Hamilton's Polka. And if I lose, I have to do the next episode of Morning Ritual dressed as Betty White from the Golden Girls. So we've got that to look forward to. And on Monday, it is the
so it is
premiere.
For them to lose.
I hate you, Anita. And Monday is the premiere of the second seasons of Lessons in Deep Magic. I am
now
excited
Song of the Deep.
To get back with the gang. Song of the Deep. So sorry. I am very excited to get back with the gang and maybe see if Lorenzo can get a gun hammer. So that's me. It is on to you, Anita.
Hi, I'm Anita or Critical. This is my channel. This is what I do. This is the kind of menace that I get up to on a Saturday. Thank you, Wasa, for stopping by. This has been a blast. I really enjoyed talking to you and meeting you.
Amazing.
So yeah, you can catch me here every Saturday morning with Noir, and chatting with a variety of guests. Next weekend on Halloween. Oh gosh, this is important. I should probably mention this. On Halloween, we are doing an all-day stream.
Nice.
All-day spooktacular stream. So we'll start the morning off with Morning Ritual. Our guests are going to be Nomadic, and Aris Savad. And it's going to be such a wonderful, chaotic, beautiful time. I'm so excited to have them both on here. Then we're going to have a one-shot of Call of Cthulhu run by It's the Ridlet in chat. A one-shot of Urban Shadows run by Noir. And Jamie the Jedi in chat is going to be running a Kids on Bikes game. And if you're interested in them, we have a sign-up sheet that is in our Twitter right now. So you can sign up for the game and play games with us. It's going to be fun. Yeah, he has to tag Barack Obama. That's right.
Oh yeah, I forgot. When Bright Dystopia loses and does that lap dance for the pillow, for the entirety of the Weird Al Hamilton polka, he has to tag Barack Obama in the tweet.
That's a whole thing. So yeah, on the Critical Misses Twitter account, we have a sign-up sheet for games if you want to come play games with us and experience half the pain that I deal with on a regular basis having to handle Noir. That's a thing that you can do. That's a thing you can do. I'm gonna actually just toss that up in chat right now. Here, let me just toss the tweet up into chat. Copy link to tweet. And here, let me just there you go. So yeah, if you want to sign up for games, sign up for games. And yeah, I will be running a horror-based Cypher System one-shot to cap off the evening at a little bit after midnight to probably the witching hour in my time zone. It's going to be a good time. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you there. Tuesdays, you can find me over on Madame Gandalf's channel. Nora and I do a horror game there. It's
Cult.
very of cult, and it's very creepy and a lot of fun. But yeah, that's pretty much where you can find me. Here, or there, or a little bit everywhere. But yeah, until next time, thank you everybody for stopping by. You are all...
Do we want to raid anybody?
Do we want to raid anybody? I see that Lily Sparks is doing a charity stream. We might be able to...
I was going to say Make Believe is live.
Make Believe is currently replaying...
I think it's a rerun of...
It's
of
the rerun of Waverly.
Never mind.
It's not anything new.
I should have checked that. I would have been like, how's Watson in 2 places at once?
How?
Welcome to Australia, where there's always a double.
Doubles and drop bears.
I would believe it.
Doubles and drop bears. You know it.
There is Mojave is live though over on Chromatic Chimera, and Rowan is in that.
Yeah.
So we can raid Chromatic Chimera.
Less... Cool. Raid cry.
What's the raid cry? It's not going to be garlic bread booty.
Hashtag garlic bread booty.
No, it's not going to be that.
Come on, let me have this one.
No, it's not going to happen. Oh my god, of course there is. Of course there is. So our raid cry is going to be good morning from the morning ritual. Not garlic bread booty, no matter what Noir says. Let me just do a quick commands add raid cry. Hello from
Becker, do it, you coward. Do it. Where's your courage? There might be a day when the courage of men fails, but it will not be this day.
There's the raid cry. Throw in emotes if you got them, and we're gonna raid Chromatic Chimera, and we are going to go hang out with them and watch Mysteries in the Mojave and support Rowan because Rowan is good people. Thank you.
Curse you, Jamie.
But if you want to throw in a garlic bread booty, I won't tell you that you can't throw in a garlic bread booty here or there. Yeah.
I'm kind of reined in this madness.
Again, thanks so much for stopping by, and until next time, the ritual has concluded. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.